Execution really matters in business. And one of the things that I think about every day is that person who's in the control tower out of the airport. And the interesting conversation is that they've got to execute with brilliance, landing those planes and making sure that there's plenty of planes that come into the runway and those that are taken off and making all that happen. And they've got to work out, which of the planes that have got the emergency on them, which of the planes that don't have the fuel, which of the planes that can circle a bit longer before we can get them all landed and do that brilliantly. And geez, you got to be on if you're in that job role, right? Like you really got to nail it. And it made me start to think a little bit differently about execution inside a business. If you're going to have a quick look as a business owner, what are the projects that you've currently got on the table right now? And how many of those projects, if you have the opportunity to start again, would you start again because they're really important to the overall success of the business? Now, when you think clearly about where you're going and what you actually ultimately want to achieve, then you've got to make sure that you're executing on the right projects that really land in those specific outcomes. So now more than ever before, your job is to actually go and review that list of all the projects that you've got on and decide which ones of these are really going to move the needle the most. And ultimately, I always say to people, will this help us to produce an extra $1 million in revenue? And if it doesn't, we don't do it. It's that simple. Execution is about making that decision to bring a team together, from our graphics and marketing teams to what we're doing with our IT and what we're doing in the digital world, to the conversations around our copywriters and the people that are actually helping to put beautiful film and amazing stories together to move markets. And that's what great business is all about. Executing on fewer things, but doing them better so we get bigger and better results.